Hi guys, today we're going to react to Wood by Mission Souls, an Alice in Chains cover. This is a PayPal request from EJ. Thank you EJ for this request. We appreciate all your support.
Thank you, EJ, for another Mission Souls request. We appreciate it so much. Also, bring us back to Wood, which we've covered before in a previous episode a long time ago. Alice in Chains being one of my favorite all-time bands, and this is my favorite song of theirs. So let's do this. What can go wrong?
It's been 2 years since we reacted to Wood, back when we knew
counting?
what we were doing. Yeah.
We still know what we're doing.
Sure. This is going to take a minute to wrap my head around. It almost feels wrong that this band is the conduit for such a deep guttural song. The meaning, the intent behind the song, to see them performing and channeling it so perfectly, the eyes don't agree with the ears. That's what it feels like. As soon as it started, we saw Nace's persona. She was serious for about 5 seconds and then she smiled, which was very endearing. It collides with the intensity of the song. And then Nisha had lead vocals in there. I thought Stacy started singing, but it was Nisha that started singing, and then Stacy accompanied her. And Isaiah, he's almost like in a trance accompanying them. It's a very strange experience, and it's strange because they're so professional. It's gonna take me a couple of minutes to get my hand around it.
I feel similarly because I am such a big Alice in Chains fan. They're in my top 3 bands of all time. So there's never anyone who can replace Lane Staley's vocals. Even when Alice in Chains kept going without Lane Staley, replaced him as a singer after he passed away, I had trouble for a long, long time. It's not the same for me. So when they started doing this, I thought, okay, I don't know how it's going to work, but it works. Seeing Nisha start off with those vocals at the start, I was first of all a little bit shocked because I was awaiting Stacy to start, and Nisha was so good on this sort of opening, and then Stacy kind of took over later to do most of the song, but it was still amazing. And I saw Nisha crack such a happy smile somewhere along the way. I get the feeling that she is the Alice in Chains fan in the band, but they all seem to love this kind of material, even though it's so dark. I don't even know if they know what the song is about and all that. But then again, I look back, the song was released in 92.
Yeah.
So I was a young man back then, a late teen perhaps, depends how you look at it. And I really connected with these lyrics that are very, very dark. So why not them? And they're doing it near perfect. This is really, really good. I'm really loving it.
Yeah, it's another example of gene splicing music-wise, because you get the heavy from Alice in Chains, but it's Mission Soul's genetic code that brings it to you. It's beautiful on its own terms. I'm not allowing myself to think about Alice in Chains too much when I'm listening to this performance because it stands on its own. And I've said it many times before, the fact that they take upon themselves these types of songs where diehard fans, they know exactly what these songs sound like and they have their own loyalty to these songs, and they take these to perform and to deliver in such a perfect way. It's a bigger challenge than what they would have experienced had they performed original music. If you want to call it music school, it's what will forge them to be magnificent musicians that will perform for generations to come.
Absolutely. And before we heard them do Sweet Child O' Mine, the Guns N' Roses song, I wasn't sure how that was going to go, and they just hit it out of the park. And then we heard that they actually released an Alice in Chains cover. I was just thinking, oh boy, I hope this won't be the first song of theirs that I'm not going to love. And somehow, also referring to what we said last episode, that we are biased because we like them and they're so endearing. I love this. I just love them, and it's almost like they can do no wrong.
I think it's above our own bias because we can safely say, after having reacted to enough covers of theirs, that their commitment is uncompromising. In this performance, you can almost sense, you can almost feel the hours upon hours that they've devoted to perfect every single section of this song, vocals and instruments together. They're not gonna press record until they have it down perfect. That's the feeling I get from them. That's what gives out the prowess, the professional vibe that I get from them. They're not just a family who plays music. They're a professional band who happen to be in the same family.
I totally agree. And the thing is, I've always said that I don't like it when bands do straight covers. But with Mission Souls, we've kind of come to know them and their personalities, and that's what makes the difference. You look at them and you think, wow, they're so young and so talented, and it sounds so good. I can't help but love it. Even though it's a straight cover, they're not really changing the songs a lot. I could listen to them, no problem. I love this. Awesome.
Indeed. They carried it all the way through. This is the first time I've noticed that Isaiah is getting older. He's not a little kid anymore. The trance he was in, the way he worked those drums, it was more thunder than I've experienced him deliver. It's because of the song, of course, but even though he was in the back, he stood out there in this performance, more so than usual. I love everything about the performance, and I know some people had something to say about us talking about wanting to listen to original material from them, but I can't wait to see what they'll bring when they'll come out of those gates with their own stuff. I think the world will gain a lot from Mission Souls starting to play their own music.
Yeah, it was something that I was trying to explain to people in the comments, that we're not saying it as a bad thing, but you can't separate the cover from the original performer. I can't separate this from Alice in Chains. When I first heard this song, back when it was released, I remember it used to make me somewhat angry, but also kind of bring me to tears in a way. And ever since Lane Staley passed away, it does that every time. And now I felt it here as well, in this performance, which I generally don't feel it when somebody covers their stuff. But at the same time, I am thinking about Alice in Chains and Lane Staley when I hear this, and I want to hear a Mission Soul song where I'm not thinking of somebody else, I'm thinking of them and only them. So it's not really a bad thing. They are absolutely magnificent. The covers that they're doing, amazing. They almost replicate it exactly sometimes to the point where I go, what the hell? That sounded exactly like the original. How did they get that sound? So, right. I'm curious also to see where this covers school takes them when they release their own material. Because if they are involved with writing the songs, I want to see which direction they want to go in. They've done so many different genres. I want to know what they like best. I want to know what drives them, what they love, and get to know them even better than we already do. We know that their whole mission was about getting music out there to people and spreading the love. And they're doing that magnificently. And I think they'll do that with originals as well. That was amazing.
As it pertains to thought processes in a music school, the songs that we've seen them cover, they all have intricacy levels and iconic statuses that you can gather from what they must have gone through to perform them so precisely to what level they have their methods perfected to when they will write and perform their own songs. There's a lot of problem solving in music writing and composing. So they'll have go-to methods because they covered so many magnificent songs. You can see by their performances that they have those tools. They'll find solutions faster. They'll come up with beautiful things faster. And I can't wait to see what the amalgamation of all their experience will come to when they write their own music.
Yeah, because in all the covers that they've done so far, even though it's across all these different genres, they're always covering excellence. I think that's going to really, really help them because we can already see they're such amazing musicians and they do take the time and the care to perform these songs as they should be performed.
Yeah.
And I love that about them. This was another example of all of that and more. Fantastic band.
And we can read into it because we know that the songs that they cover are not just iconic and intricate, but they are very hard to perform. They must have worked hours and hours to be able to play like that. And the fact that they make it look so easy, like it's a Tuesday, they make it look like it's so casual, is a testimony to their amazing skill.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of amazing skill there, no question. Another one for the playlist. Beautiful. Thank you, EJ, for another Mission Souls request. Another amazing one. Keep them coming. You've thrown a few of them our way recently, and we appreciate it. Thank you so much for all the support.
Thanks, EJ, for another request of Mission Souls. We enjoyed reacting to this song very much. More like this will be much appreciated, and thank you for your support. If you enjoyed this episode, guys, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click the little bell icon so you get notified on all our future videos. If you have a song in mind you'd like us to react to, please make your request through Buy Me a Coffee. The link is at the top of the description below. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you all for your time.
As always, our Mission Souls Reactions playlist should be up on the screen sometime about now. We will also include our reaction to Alice in Chains' version of Wood.
Yeah.
Check it out. Amazing song, amazing band. We're sure you're going to get something out of it. And Mission Souls, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for all the support you're throwing our way. We appreciate you. We'll be back in a couple of days with a new episode, and we hope to see you all then. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.